Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Lincoln Financial Field. As we'll see, the winners of 5 straight, the Navy Midshipmen, taking on a fellow opponent from the American, the Temple Owls. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Temple about to kick it off and get this game underway. Fielded in the end zone. It's Hodges. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. So Navy's offense makes its way onto the field to open this game. And Jesse, they've got a running back that they'd love to feature in this if he is able to answer the challenge.
Yeah, and listen, this guy might not be a Heisman finalist, but he can break off long runs. And this...
Oh, he's got some space. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. Leaves it with the running back. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Yeah, you just feel like the running back's asking for redemption on that one. You know, second and short, and you're giving him the football. He can't get the first himself. Now it's third down. He's looking over on the sideline like, call it again, throw me the ball, I can go do this. It's never a good feeling for the running back in that situation.
They thought they could just run it on third and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. His first one of the day gave that leg a workout 5 times in last week's victory. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. So Temple's offense will go to work for the first time today. But Jesse, it's always fun to see a guy who's been challenged, see if he can answer the bell and get things done.
Well, we talked to him this week, and he knows that people are out there questioning him. And I think that leaves a big chip on his shoulder, David. He wants to prove to the entire college football world he's got what it takes to win this football game. It's a big test for him.
And here's the thing. Proving it is one thing, Jesse, but it's not about you. And this is a team game. Obviously, the quarterback position is so dependent on others' success, but play within yourself, make those plays, don't make the big mistakes.
No chance to run, but still a solid pickup on that one. Offense gets set for second down. Scanning the field, it's Simon. Unloads to the right. A strike downfield. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
First down, Temple.
Got it behind the line. It's Jones. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. They want to throw it. Looking for the goal line. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. He'll do it himself. He's going to lose a yard on that one. And now after getting knocked back, they'll try it again, this time from the 5 on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on the field.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. Able to pick up a couple before he's dragged down at the 19. He'll pull it on the read. Past the sticks, and he may get more. There he goes. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. On the option. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Navy will try to fight its way out of this hole here on 2nd down. To the air, it's Horvat. Using the quick game. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. They've got a good chunk of ground to cover on 3rd and long from the 41. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Caught. Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48. Navy is clicking on all cylinders right now. They'll send the back in motion. The running back has it. And the big defensive front wins the battle. No gain on that play. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Running the option. It's Horvat. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. And he put his foot in the ground and turned it upfield and turned it into a big play. Great decision to keep it. They'll go to the fullback. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
Well, this offense didn't get off to the start they wanted, going 3 and out of the gate. But on the second drive, they're doing much better. They're finding a rhythm, and I think a big part of that is establishing the running game. And a really nice job on that last one, picking up the first down.
Quarterback now on the run, still looking. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. To the ground with the back. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. He'll sneak it and try to surge forward.
Well, there wasn't a lot of mystery on that one, guys. Just simple QB sneak to keep this drive going. They've done a good job so far the entire drive, keeping the chains moving. Nice execution on the sneak. Good push up front. Quarterback picked the right side to tuck and run to, and let's see what they do to finish off this drive.
Picked up some of what they needed on first down. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5. Looks as if he's going to run it. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. They keep pushing forward down to the 3, but now it's 3rd and goal. Now on the option. Grinding and churning close to the goal line, but he'll be stopped inches short. So they aren't concerned about trying to tie the game. They'll leave the offense on the field and try to take the lead on 4th down. Looking for the end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, midshipman.
I think most coaches on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line nowadays, they're going for it. And I like this offense because if I can't get 1 yard, I don't deserve to win. They're physical, lower their pads, and they get the big 4th down conversion.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point makes it 7-3. So the 16-play drive, they're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll start the return inside his 5. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. We've reached the break, and Navy holds the lead. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. They've got a first down here to open the period. Handoff from the gun. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. And the Owls in a good spot here with second and short. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Back to pass, it's Simon. Fires the pass, intercepted. He was looking for that big return to go with the pick, but he'll set him up in business at the 36.
And that's the advantage right there of having your dime personnel on the field. You've got an extra DB. You've got an extra guy out there who's really good at covering. So for quarterbacks, you've got to be so good and precise with these passes because they've got speed in the back end. They're able to come away with the pick.
And here comes the Navy offense. That running game was impressive, taking them right down for a touchdown last time, David.
Yeah, just mauling. No secret play calls, just simply we are more physical than you, and we're pounding the football right at you.
So if you're on offense this next drive, take a look at their safeties and see if they're creeping up into the box. Because of your success running the football, this might be time to take a shot down the field and play action.
The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. First and goal from the 9. On the move. He just kept those big, powerful thighs churning, but he'll be knocked down at the 1. And after that strong play on first down, they're right on the cusp of a score. Second and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Navy!
I love fullbacks. They do such a good job. They're so unselfish, and I love when you throw them a bone near the goal line. Everybody knows it's coming. All the beef in the game. Give him the football. He does the rest. Reward the big fella for all his hard work.
Lining up to add another. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. Michigan has the lead right now, but it hasn't come easy for the folks in Ann Arbor. They're in a tight one. They're up by 7 over Indiana. Just another week in the Big Ten where the only constant is chaos. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Back to throw, it's Simon. Fires to the big fella. Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. They'll try the run. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41. Trying play action. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the right. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Tight end finds a soft spot. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. They make the stop, but you can't give up 4 yards a chunk on the ground down in this area of the field. It's at the 18. Now the play fake. Here's the pressure. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
Well, this guy's become a bit of a problem for opposing offenses. In their last game, he had 2 sacks, and he's dominating again, getting his first sack in this game now. He right now is wrecking people's game plans, and this offense better find out how to slow him down.
Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. And after finishing off one drive with a field goal, they'll try it again, this time a 47-yard try. He's got it, showing off that big leg from 47 yards out.
And he knocks another one through. And how about this kicker? Good way to start off your season, right? Like, what do you have at the spot? Sometimes you don't know. Can he make those kicks? Starting off, hasn't missed one yet. Been very dependable for the squad.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And Navy will go back on the attack. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Quickly to the tight end. Guys, we have a second here to talk about Navy. Can be a little bit tricky to balance that high school recruiting, transfer portal recruiting for some of the non-traditional powers. But when they're grabbing linebackers like this guy, you know they're doing the right thing.
Absolutely, and there's nothing tricky about that, right? Like, recruiting high school players is essential. Transfer portal is good to supplement, but getting a guy like this that can run at the linebacker spot, it can upgrade your roster immediately.
And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Back to pass, it's Horvath. Got the big tight end on the corner route. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. Quarterback keeps it. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Going over the top. Hits him in stride inside the 10. Touchdown, midshipman. A great catch and run for 6. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. That had touchdown written all over it from the moment he caught the ball. Big play, big run for the score.
Yeah, it had touchdown written all over it because nobody was covering it. It'd be a good idea to get a hand on him. You know, listen, I know you guys got some speed, and maybe you give him a cushion and give him some space, but that was a little aggressive on the space department there.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on 1st down. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. And he'll chuck that one away and save the down. Nobody was able to get open. 3rd and 10, still backed up inside their own 20. This drive hasn't really gotten started. Unloads to the wideout. Another incompletion on 3rd down. Temple lining up to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. First snap of this drive will come from the 46. On the option. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. Let's see what they've got on second down. They'll run the option. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Navy now facing third and short. Here comes the option. Now the pitch. They tried to go smash mouth on third and short, and it did not work against this defense. The punt team makes its way onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. No return possible on this one. It goes out of bounds, and they'll mark it right around the 30-yard line. Dropping back, it's Simon. Gets it out quickly. They'll mark him down at the 40 after ripping off 10. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Wants to throw on first down. Zings it complete to the right.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
Catch in the middle. It's Irvin. They get him on the ground, but he's got enough to give Temple the first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Wants to go up top on first down. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. The offense burns its third and final timeout of the half. Looking downfield very late in the half. Had to get rid of it quickly. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be third down. Trying to pick up a first down. The give out of the gun. They stop him short of the sticks, and it'll be fourth down.
Number 37 on to kick it away.
And they'll let that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, looks like we've got a terrific scene there today in Philly. And it's been a dynamite first half, leading to a one-sided score right now. It's not over, but I think both sides know this is on the verge of a blowout. That opposing defense is inside its locker room right now wondering two things. What just happened, and what do we do now to try to make this respectable? And with that, let's send it back to the guys at the...
Navy will kick it deep to get the second half underway. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions, the coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive. Just like they do at the start of the game, they've now got an idea of what plays they feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a scoring drive.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, driving down, scoring right here would be huge.
Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. Temple takes over, and the offense will return to the... Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the second half, so now you're down. I got to maximize every single one. Put your best plays together. Start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high level.
The short hands. It's Irvin. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Stopped at the 44, but he got 10 on the play. Temple lines up quickly.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
Caught over the middle. It's Adams. And a big gain there. He's knocked down immediately at the 45. Makes the grab. It's Stewart. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with the first down at the 31.
First down, Temple.
Looking downfield, it's Simon. Just a little off. Incomplete. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Gives it on the option. Tough sledding there as he picks up 1 to the 29. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. And here comes the field goal unit. This kicker has already made a couple today. He's got it. Showing off that big leg from 47 yards out.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut him down. On the move from inside his 5. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Finds his target down the middle. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. They'll go back to the ground. Just enough there to get it to the 25, a pickup of 2. The midshipmen come to the line on 3rd and inches. He'll keep it on the sneak.
When you're a defensive lineman, you're trying to get underneath the offensive lineman as fast as possible, dive in there and create like a pile in the backfield where the quarterback can't move his feet. Because you see the quarterback on QB sneaks, grabs the football and tries to just keep his feet moving and just try to get an inch or a yard, whatever it takes. But the defensive linemen have to do a good job of getting in the backfield.
The quick out. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. Midshipmen come to the line facing 3rd and short. He'll take it himself. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. They punt it away on 4th down. Catches it at the 30. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit, and just start being more aggressive and take some chances, but that's what's going to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah, and when you're losing, obviously everything gets heightened. Everything becomes more critical. This drive is crucial because you've got to cut into this deficit and put some points on the board.
Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air, it's Simon. Finds his man. Makes the stop at the 35-yard line. They rip off 15 yards on that one, and they are rolling.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
The short hands, it's Irvin. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. The Owls with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. They've worked it down to the 30. This defense standing tall, trying to force a field goal try. Picks up the first down, still moving. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And the Owls come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Soft spot in the middle. Right on the money with that throw. The defense was there, but they're in the red zone with a first down at the 12. Got his man. Touchdown, Owls! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. These two guys, they just shared a glance, and they knew exactly what to do there.
And how many times do we hear that? The quarterback talk about him after the game and go, hey, I just looked at him. He knew what I saw. I knew what he saw. We're on the same page. We've done this before. That chemistry equals big plays.
The AT unit on the field. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, fellas, here's a quick update on a top 25 clash today. Michigan is running away with this one, thanks to an offense that's been clicking in every facet of the game. They're up by 20 over Indiana. It's an outcome that, if it holds, will have Big Ten fans buzzing all week. Guys?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And works it to the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down. The Mids are always going to have a threat to run it at quarterback, whether it's Ricky Dobbs or Kaiponoa Kaheaku and Hada.
God bless you. Yeah, and as a Navy quarterback, being those guys in history, just got to make great decisions, but you got to make them fast, and you got to make them often when you run the option play after play.
Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield. A huge play there, and they finally get him out of bounds at the 37th. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. At the end of the quarter, Navy has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. Off play action on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Give to the running back. Quick spin on the ride. Little too soft in that run defense. He picks up 4 to the 32. A third down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. Looking downfield, it's Horvath. Fires to the wideout. Finds a man in the middle. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, but they've got it first and goal. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, third down, find him. I mean, you want to...
Touchdown, Navy! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their 6th straight win.
And there's so many targets to focus on and so many elite playmakers, and they just lost him. They lost the running back out of the backfield. He catches the football, does the rest, takes it into the end zone. What a nice weapon to have on your team.
And with the extra point, the lead is a dozen here in the fourth. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass.
16.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. Temple takes over and the offense will return to the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
The Owls trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Setting up the screen. He'll step out of bounds at the 13, and that gives them a little bit more room. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Unloads to the wideout. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. They boot it away. Hauls it in and looking upfield. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. And here comes the Navy offense. Man, what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. He's going to lose a yard on that one. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Big fullback's got it. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The midshipman looking for a chunk play on 3rd and long. The give to the tailback. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. Navy will have to punt it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. And now this offense will take the field again. They'll go to the ground. He gets nothing, and they're staying stubborn with this running game, but at some point you're going to have to change your thought process. Looking to throw, it's Simon. Just a short pass to the tight end. And they pick up just a few on that completion. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And the missed connection on 3rd down. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. First play of the drive, wants to throw. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Gets the back moving. The give to the single back. Noses ahead to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 1. Navy needs to come up with a big play on 3rd and long. They'll power it inside with the fullback. Turning it on. That'll be enough for the 1st down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line.
And that's good enough for a 1st down.
The give to the fullback. Got enough space. Touchdown, midshipman. And they take it in for 6 more points. They're on the board again, and it looks as if this winning streak is going to continue.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
Lining up for the PAT. And no problem on the extra point as they push the lead to 19 here in the fourth. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it.
16.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Temple takes over, and the Owls send the offense back onto the field. We'll see if that failed fourth down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You can see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Hand off from the shotgun. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Second down.
So now it's 2nd and long. To throw, it's Simon. Nice move there. Oh, there might have been trouble if they had knocked him down so quickly. Temple lines up quickly. Third down play from the gun. Complete downfield. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
Well, this guy's having a day. It doesn't matter where he's lined up or what routes he's running. He just seems to always be getting open, and his quarterback is taking notice. He's looking his...
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
Nice job by this defense, pinning their ears back, getting to the quarterback, creating the sack. But look at this offense. They're deterred. They're right back on the ball, ready to snap it again.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Got a man. It's Stewart. He won't get there. It'll bring up 4th down.
4th down coming up.
He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. How about that one? 4th and forever, and he just turned one loose and fired it for the 1st down.
Man, does that sting defensively. You get him in the perfect situation. You know they're going to pass the football. You play the ball deep, and you give up a deep pass. That is a back-breaking play.
Pocket breaking down. Finds his big tight end. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. Dropping back, it's Simon. Grab near the sticks, it's Clark. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be 1st and goal. And the Owls had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. And he will take it in. Who gives a hoot? The Owls do. It's a touchdown.
Nice job by the offense going down the field, putting points on the board, but you're still down a couple possessions. Still need some good things to happen. You need your kicker to go over there and get warmed up. We need an onside. We need to score some points. We need a lot of things to go right to win this football game.
Ready to try the point after. Right down the boulevard. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Interesting showdown in the Pac-12 today, men. Take a look at how things are playing out. Colorado is ahead early in Boulder, but that's not exactly Cordell Stewart out there. This game is a long way from being over. They're up by 7 over Boise State. We'll keep you posted on things in this game that's sure to shake things up in the Pac-12. Guys?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Ordinarily on 2nd and 10, you might look past, but here you just want to keep that clock moving. Goes to the option. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. On the option, it's Horvath. They'll knock him down right at the 35-yard line. Still a lot of ground to cover to get to the first down marker. And now on fourth down, they'll try a field goal. Splits the uprights. Good. And now the lead is even bigger.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative, use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Looking to throw, it's Simon. Firing to the right, complete. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. The Owls can really attack on this second and short. Wants to go up top. Catch in the middle, it's Jones. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down. To the air on first down. Finds a tight end. Crosses the 45, out of bounds at the 47-yard line, and a solid play there. And the Owls can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. He wants to throw it again. Got it in the middle, it's Clark. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
First down, Temple.
Looking downfield on first down. It's complete on the right side. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Got to get everybody to the line and spike it to stop the clock. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go?
Second down.
Looking to fire. Gets rid of it. Grabbed in the middle. It's Clark. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down. They're going to go to the air on third and short. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be fourth down. Tries to get it on the ground. He will not get it. A fourth down stop for this defense as they try to salt this one away. Handoff to the fullback. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He's marked down at the 16-yard line. Second down coming up.
They get the W, and with that being win number 6, looks as if they're going bowling, guys.
And that's a good moment for this squad, right? Like, you start every season, you have big goals. It usually starts with your conference championship and winning a national championship, maybe going to the playoffs. Everybody has different goals, but getting to a bowl is always sweet, and this team's eligible now.
I know the coaches are really happy about this, the AD and the fans, because they know what it means for the program, right? You're going to get those 15 extra practices at the end of the year to help develop young talent. Looking ahead to next season, but that's next season. There's still a lot of football left to go this year. Let's just see how good of a bowl game they can get to.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.